Whoa, that is ginormous. Oh my Lord. Dude. You're not buying it, you know? All right, Stinky's got Hurricane Erin updates. Let's take a look. Okay, hi, hello, Hasan and chat. I've been waiting for days for this. Please stay focused. I've worked very hard on this, and please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle and enjoy the ride. All right, let's go. Please, please, please stick with me here. I spent a lot of time on this. As of 2 p.m. EDT, Hurricane Erin is a Category 2 hurricane with wind speeds of 110 miles per hour and a minimum pressure of 943 millibars. Erin is a physically large storm and still growing. However, I cannot find an exact measurement, and there likely will not be one until the official tropical cyclone report is out in a few months. But it is safe to say that Erin is a beast of a hurricane. In asterisks, it is important to note that the size and diameter of a storm has little to no bearing on its strength. Uh-oh. You spammed too much, and you got FossaBot timed out. Okay. Still growing. Erin is a physically large storm and still growing. I cannot find the exact measurement. As of 2 p.m. EDT, Erin is about 335 miles south-southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. South-southeast means halfway between south and southeast. As of 8 a.m. EDT, Erin is moving north-northwestward, halfway between north and northwest, and life-threatening rip currents are expected along the U.S. East Coast beaches. Super cool video from Hurricane Hunters from August 16th and or AccuWeather. Okay, got those links. The outer bands of Hurricane Erin are expected to bring worsening weather conditions to the coast of North Carolina by Wednesday evening. Beachgoers are cautioned against swimming at most U.S. East Coast beaches due to life-threatening surf and rip currents current risk map. Video of rip currents on the beach in North Carolina. And then you said, please do not go swimming. Rip currents are not to be underestimated. And then you got banned. The entire coast of the Outer Banks, North Carolina, is under a storm surge warning. Video storm surge in the Outer Banks already. Here, let's take a look at some of this. Rips were observed. This is from NWS Wilmington. This is the last remaining woke soldiers out there that are monitoring the weather and extreme weather conditions in spite of the Trump administration's attempts to make this kind of stuff illegal. Okay. In spite of the Trump administration's desperate attempts to make this kind of reporting as useless as possible. Because obviously interpreting what's going on with these weather incidents and natural disasters is both woke and gay. Here are some of the wokest and the gayest of all of us, scientists and also members of the U.S. Air Force that are flying into the eye of the storm. Hurricane hunters flew straight into the eye of Hurricane Erin at Category 5 strength, capturing stunning footage of the stadium effect from inside the storm. Let's take a look at how woke and how gay people truly get in the process of scientific discovery, and more importantly than even scientific discovery, a way to interpret what kind of damage might happen in the aftermath of these catastrophic incidents. Whoa, that is ginormous. Oh my Lord. Dude. That is unironically terrifying. What are you looking at? This is what the U.S. Air Force does. They sent in flight missions directly into the eye of the storm to calculate the intensity of the storm and like all this other shit, right? And they obviously film themselves in the process. What you are seeing is the stadium effect, which is like the calm inside of the eye. The outer barriers of the storm are obviously the most damaging parts, but like the inside, because this is such a wide hurricane or cyclone, that it's like the inside of it, the eye of it is like major. It's massive. Nah, they're weather manipulating. Okay, I know you guys are joking, but like people unironically do believe that. They genuinely think that like these guys actually fly into the eye of the storm, not to measure it, but also to like actually intensify it or something, because that's just the kind of thing we do nowadays, okay? Because everybody's homeschooled. And even those who weren't homeschooled basically got the worst possible education they could, and now they believe things that they see on Facebook. It doesn't even have to make sense. People still believe it. And also, we are living in hell world. Okay, so here's the National Hurricane Center, Atlantic, saying there's a high risk of rip currents from today and on Thursday for most U.S. East Coast beaches from South Florida to Massachusetts due to Hurricane Erin. Beachgoers are urged to follow information from lifeguards, local authorities, and beach warning flags. The best advice, stay out of the water. I feel like when people warn about stuff like this, by the way, here's another fat eye footage. Whenever people talk about this stuff, I feel like people go, bet. All right, bet. That means it's surf time. You know what I mean? I can't help but feel as though people just go, all right, bet. But anyway, the NHC is also monitoring 2 other disturbances in the Atlantic Ocean in addition to Hurricane Erin. However, neither have turned into anything yet, like a tropical depression, storm, etc. And the NHC is continuing to monitor. There's no tropical cyclone activity expected for the next 7 days in the eastern or central Pacific. In closing, please listen to local officials, NHC, NOAA guidance. Please do not go swimming in beaches that have been shut down. They have been shut down for a reason. Please evacuate if told so. If told to. Also, apparently, a Spirit Airlines pilot flew a plane full of people through a part of the hurricane. I'm honestly not sure. That's not my wheelhouse, and I also couldn't find a single article on it. I found tweets, threads, posts, Facebook posts, Instagram reels, etc. Super reliable stuff, so I didn't include anything about it here. That's just Spirit Airlines, though. That's normal. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's like it might be fake, but it wouldn't actually shock me if it was like totally real as well, because that's just how Spirit Airlines operates, you know? That's just how they do. All right. By yesterday, Erin was very disorganized with a defined eye, no longer visible in satellite images. Today, Erin is more organized with the eye becoming more visible, but is not as defined over the weekend. Erin is not predicted to make landfall on any land masses. Please remember that landfall means eye of the hurricane is crossed the shoreline of a landmass. The effects from Erin on the islands in the Atlantic, Caribbean, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Bahamas, Bermuda, etc., are from the outer rain bands of the storm. Erin has not made any landfall on any landmasses since it formed and is not likely given its predicted path. That's great. It seems like a near miss. You know what I mean? Over the weekend, Hurricane Erin wobbled off her predicted course. This does happen. Okay, it's a natural disaster. We cannot predict this movements perfectly. Yeah, you can't, because woke and gay scientists are trying to control the weather. That's why you couldn't predict it. You couldn't predict it because you couldn't control it. This was an uncontrollable force. This is a woke hurricane defying the scientists that want to make it, damage Trump supporters because they want to punish people for voting for a big, beautiful president who just wants to save the country. That's what I think. That's my honest assessment. Anyway, as far as like the Spirit Airlines flight goes, the least shocking turn of events would be a Spirit Airlines pilot. Flight path shows Spirit Airlines flying through Category 4 hurricane. Spirit Airlines plane has appeared to have flown through Hurricane Erin this week when the hurricane was a Category 4 storm with winds well over 100 miles per hour, according to a flight path. Spirit Airlines told Newsweek in a statement that the flight operated normally and no injuries were reported. Safety is always our top priority, statement said. In this case, our pilots followed procedures from ATC instructions while en route to San Juan. Our operations control center closely tracks weather systems and works with our pilots and ATC to determine flight paths to safely navigate around or above adverse weather conditions. I mean, let me explain something to you, okay? Let me explain something to you. It's Spirit Airlines. If you wanted the package where you avoid the hurricane, you have to pay an additional $50. And unfortunately, people did not want to pay the additional $50 for the hurricane avoidance package. And therefore, this is what they got. Okay? That's it. Spirit fucks, you're just rich. Wait, what do you mean? I'm telling you. Spirit Airlines is goated. Okay? It's great. It's fantastic. Spirit Airlines is so goated because it's cheaper than Amtrak. Spirit Airlines is so amazing that sometimes Spirit Airlines is cheaper than the Uber to the airport. Okay? Of course, there are some issues that come along with operating a low-cost carrier, and those issues are sometimes you don't have the hurricane avoidance package that you paid for, and therefore you just go through it. Yeah, Spirit Airlines, we say fuck it every time. All right, NHC is also monitoring to order. Okay, well, I already read that. So that's where we're at. This was your Hurricane Erin update.